Breaking tonight, 2 weeks since a young woman was killed on the light rail, Cats has now released surveillance video of that horrific night. I'm Scott Wickersham.
And I'm Erica Bryant. Channel 9 was one of multiple news outlets to request a copy of the video, with the purpose of trying to better understand the timeline shared by authorities in the days since the attack. First, we want to bring you up to speed on where things stand. Now, according to the police and Cats, DeCarlos Brown stabbed and killed Irina Zarutska back on August the 22nd.
She was here in Charlotte after leaving the war in Ukraine. Brown is in jail on those murder charges tonight. Cats also banned him from riding their service for life.
Channel 9's Joe Bruno has been one of several reporters dedicated to covering this story since day one. Now, he reviewed the footage and he is joining us now in the studio. Joe, I understand it's very disturbing.
Yeah, the video is horrific. It's extremely disturbing, and it was incredibly hard to watch. Out of respect for the family, we are not showing any portion of it where you can see Irina Zarutska. What we will show gives you perspective and context surrounding the night of August 22nd. So we'll start with the man in the red sweatshirt right here. This is DeCarlos Brown, and you can see the train was pretty full, several passengers sitting around him. When Zarutska boarded the train, she sat in this seat right here on the aisle in the row in front of him. You could see Brown was at the window. Zarutska was wearing headphones. The two had no interaction whatsoever. She was scrolling on her phone the entire ride. DeCarlos Brown showed little to no emotion on the ride. He rested his head on the window, and just as Kat said, he looked like any other transit rider. About a minute before the fatal stabbing, we noticed a shift. He started to fidget with his hand and his eyes widened. This stood out because we knew what was about to happen, but it wasn't necessarily something that would seem strange or dangerous to you in the moment. He actually rested his head on the glass again just seconds before he took a knife out of his pocket, stood up, and immediately stabbed Irina Zarutska. Then in Zarutska's final moments, this angle shows Brown slowly walking toward the front of the train. Another man ran to tell the light rail operator what had happened and to stop. About 2 minutes and 5 seconds later, when the train came to a stop at the East-West station, Brown stepped off the train. CMPD arrested him on the platform. One thing I want to point out is the heroic passengers who rushed to Zarutska's aid. We saw one man literally take the shirt off of his back and attempt CPR. Erica.
Just a disturbing case here, Joe. Thank you for breaking all that down for us. Channel 9 spoke to the mother of DeCarlos Brown, the suspect. She says she's heartbroken about what happened. She says her son has schizophrenia and that she has tried multiple times to get him help to no avail. Irina Zarutska's family obituary says that she was an artist. She loved sculpting and designing unique, eclectic clothing that reflected her vibrant spirit. It went on to say that she had a deep love for animals and that she often cared for her neighbors' pets. She fled Ukraine with her mother, sister, and brother to come here to our area. Over the past 2 weeks, we have had extensive coverage of this case. You can see the QR code in the bottom center of the screen here. It'll take you to some of our past stories about this, including the exclusive interview with Cats officials. We talked to them about safety and security on the transit system.